I am your host, Jaggles. That's Jave, or otherwise known as Javi.
Javision.
You know what I'm saying? This is my man from Canada.
Family.
Feel me? Start that shit up, man.
What's going on, guys?
Word, what's going on, guys?
Good morning. I mean, we're recording in the afternoon, unforeseen events, but we here, we alive. It's a great time to talk about some friendships, man. We got some good people at this table.
Be alive.
I like you guys' faces. I like who you are. In and out. You know what I mean? I appreciate you guys, and
Javi's face makes me sick.
Feelings mutual, Swigs.
Garsh has a big face.
That's to get all the love.
Anybody go to Puerto Rican
That's
Day
to
Parade
receive the
yesterday?
love.
I went.
How was it?
How was it?
it was amazing.
It started in Chinatown, ended in Chinatown.
Was that a
And then
shot
Union
at my
Square.
wife? Are you being racist right now?
What are you talking about?
Started in Chinatown.
Eight Puerto
ended in
Ricans.
Union Square. There was like,
8 Puerto Ricans paraded themselves to Chinatown.
This guy, Dave, paraded himself.
We paraded to Chinatown on the subway.
we did. Very festive. Everybody was in
8 of us.
their native color.
Let's do it.
So let's talk about these friends,
Bring
man.
that shit
You
up.
guys
Start it
have
up.
friends?
Warm it up.
Warm it up. You guys have friends, man?
Warm it up.
I have friends.
I got nothing but you bitches in the room. We're gonna edit that out. Oh, we're gonna edit that part out. All right, my fault,
Man, this
guys.
guy, he's going hard, right?
Friends.
It's hard to talk about friends because I just see me with those gloves on fucking you guys. I mean, stop.
friends.
That's how friends treat each
Yo,
other.
actually,
They
this is
buy-
the first
they buy
time
boxing
our
gloves?
friend Jave was early.
Word.
I wasn't.
Yeah, let's clap it up for Dave. The first time he was
Clap it
early,
up.
he showed initiative.
Clap it up for Jave.
And we still started.
Now we didn't start late. We started on time
Clap it up for
considering.
Jave.
Supposed to be meeting up with my girl, right? All right. Facts.
And we're done recording.
Yo, so my friend today broke my ceiling.
Friends. That's what you do. You give friends a hard time.
No. Whose idea was it to put the bag up there?
All of ours.
It was a collective.
I was me.
No, you
Don't put
It
me.
was a hive.
All of us
Bullshit.
except
It
you.
was a
All of us.
a
So
hive
then
mind
all of y'all
mentality.
broke the ceiling.
Nigga Dave was like, "How's it gonna be my idea? I can't even lift a heavy bag."
It's only gonna get better. It's only gonna get better.
It's only gonna get better.
I don't know why y'all got a heavy bag. You got Gus. You can just smack around.
Ouch.
Where's our fucking engineer, bro?
He'll be here one day.
He's
Yo,
fight
we-
nighting,
We all agreed the other day. Dave became funny out of nowhere.
and he's my
Over-
friend.
Dave, stay on
Overnight.
camera. Dave,
That's
stay
a-
on camera.
that's a
Leave
good
leave the
friend.
boat alone.
No
Stay
one
on camera.
agrees with Gus.
Nah, we actually came to a consensus when you wasn't around. When you
can't
went to the
consensus.
bathroom.
You can't consensus.
Nah, we
of not
did.
around
We
me.
did. And cut, because Dave has to leave.
We're done.
And it's a wrap. Stop playing with the coasters.
He's gonna be. He's a friend.
How long-
Dave's our good
Friends.
friend turned comedian.
How long have I known you?
How long has it been
I would
since
say I'm
30
36.
years.
since you guys been married?
About 20 plus years.
20
plus years.
20.
I've known Dave about the same amount of. No,
Yo,
I didn't
we
know
gotta
Dave
edit
was
that out,
7th
bro.
grade.
Somebody
How old are you?
edit.
20, 12,
Somebody
15?
mute Dave's
I
mic.
was 17, 18. Like 17, 18 years I've known you.
Well, how old were you?
That's a job reference.
You were like 15.
16, I think. Yeah, 16.
And how old are you now?
36.
So
20
shut
years.
the fuck up.
20 years.
Bet.
Was I 16 though?
20 years.
Was it
20
16?
years.
No, it was 17. It was 17.
I was 12
It was 17.
when I met y'all niggas.
Yeah.
7th grade.
You were 12.
Yes.
You weren't
12?
12 in the
I was
7th
13.
grade.
How old was I?
In the 7th grade, you're 12 years old.
I don't
was
know. How old
12.
was I?
I was 12 and in April I turned 13 that year.
7th grade.
We go to Dave for the facts.
I turned 13 in April.
I think he might be right.
It couldn't be the 7th grade then.
Man, nigga, I'm telling you, I know that.
I
It was
think
more
they're
like
right.
8th or 9th.
So,
Nah.
Because
Nah.
I was in 10th, 11th.
How? Look, in 12th grade, I was 16.
yeah.
Silence fills the room.
But your birthday's
We were that
June.
young.
June 1983.
Yeah, but your birthday's in June, so that doesn't, like,
I mean, I was
was-
still 16
I
a
was
senior.
I was a year
17.
older.
I
You got
was
left back?
17. I
No.
was 17.
How
was
old
a
you
year
look
older.
back? If anything, that's the opposite.
He got left
His
forward.
birthday's just after the school year.
His birthday's at mine's too. I'm in July.
So it's the same thing with you.
So what you talking about then?
I was 12 in junior high, 7th grade, and that's when I met you motherfuckers.
I don't know anything about what, I don't know.
And yes, 12th
You don't
grade.
know anything about
Y'all
being a
confused
friend.
me.
Everyone's been here since 12th grade. I mean, since
You're a
7th grade,
fucking
right?
asshole.
7th grade, 7th grade.
Seventh grade.
Yeah.
Seventh grade.
No.
No, he didn't go 7th
That's when I
grade,
stopped
yeah.
reading books.
Yo,
So
but
we
don't
know-
be pointing
alright.
in my face, yo.
I stopped reading books at seventh
hey.
grade.
No Cuomo, guys.
Stopped reading books.
That wasn't Cuomo.
That was.
It would have came in his face.
So being that I'm about to
That's
be
on camera.
37,
You about
that's
to be
25 years.
37.
That's
I'm about to be 38
a quarter
years
of a
old.
century old. Long I've known you guys.
That's way too long.
Way too long.
Sheesh.
Never trusted
Way too
any one of
long.
you motherfuckers.
No,
Look at
it's
that.
you know what? At the same time, it says a lot that I think you said this yesterday,
What'd
or
he
Rack
say?
said it.
What he said.
I guess however you want to put it, the universe brought us back.
Yeah, that's true.
Full circle.
True.
Una vuelta.
Mm-hmm.
See that? Yo,
You
what
know
is it
why?
with you? We talking about.
You know
what are
why?
doing?
Because you better trust me because I got the keys to your house and I know where you live.
I got booby traps set up that only Dave could trip.
The cat is one of them.
Yeah, she gonna jump right on your fucking face. Gata your face. But yeah, over 20 years of friendship,
That's a
ups and
long time.
Yeah,
downs.
that's pretty awesome. Yeah.
It's a long
It's a
friendship.
journey.
And I haven't fought
We
my,
have like
I haven't
10
fought
year.
my friends till now.
Here's a good one.
I have like tenure as
One
a
of
friend.
our friends, Jamil, said something on Saturday.
What'd he say?
He said that he's a product of, I think you said it a good way. He's a sum of all of us.
The sum of all. Yeah, there you go, my friend. I
And
am
he's
the
a
sum
product of
my
all of
friends.
us. And he is who he is today, not just because, but we have a big influence on who he's become. And I think I agree on that.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
We've all had big influences on each other, whether good or bad.
Yeah, you take.
What was your biggest friend influence, Dave?
The day I found better friends than y'all.
Brought it back. Waka
People that
waka.
care.
I'm happy.
People that care.
That's why we go to Dave for the facts.
Nah, I don't know. What you said? What was the
Exactly. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And
question?
cut.
What you asking me shit for?
And cut. Rax, hit the red button.
I think I'll
This
go. I
fucking
think
guy.
one of my all-time memories of one is when you and
That
your cousin
works.
Mike came to pick me up with a bat because I couldn't walk by myself outside.
Oh, you remember that?
That's crazy.
Cracking
Why?
skulls, bro.
Oh, I remember that time.
My mom's.
Crack fucking skulls.
What happened?
We were
What you
fucking
mean,
cop.
nigga? My mom was like, "You can't go outside by yourself. You're too young.
Mind your business.
If Gus comes to pick you up, you could."
Mind your business. You feel me?
Yo, Goose's cousin.
Mijo.
Goose's cousin also met us in Shadow, the reggae club,
Nah, you know what?
in a three-piece
you know what it is?
Friends.
polyester in
You
an
know what's
orange
funny?
three-piece
Because
polyester
when I
suit.
used to shit, well,
Those are my
I
friends.
was with Mike and Spies and them,
Uh-huh.
and we used to break my curfew, and my moms would always find us no matter where we was.
You had the
That
low-key track
intuition.
on you.
Is that what that is?
She had that motherly
Bro.
intuition, found you ass
Called-
smoking weed,
called her and my
smoking
sister
dope.
Batman and Robin.
Oh,
They
She
used to
had
be,
that GPS in you.
bro. I'm telling you, bro.
She
It
was
don't
watching.
matter
where's the
where
weirdest
I
place she
was.
found you?
In another man. That's gonna have to get edited out.
Why? Because Gus loves the get.
What?
Anyway,
Loves to get.
anyway, that's a good memory.
No.
But where's the weirdest place she ever found you?
Bro,
Oh.
in somebody's crib,
Where's the place
that
you
I
was
never,
like, she's not
In
gonna
someone
find me
else's crib.
yeah, in the project somewhere. I don't even know if she know I knew that person.
She just popped.
Wow. There
She
was
had
no
the GPS
Facebook, no
track on you,
Instagram, no
Bob.
No,
nothing.
none of that.
Straight Spidey
No,
sense
not
to you.
even MySpace, bro.
She Spidey sensed you. She Dave
Crazy.
spaced you. She was
Bro.
like, there he
She
goes.
did the Batman and Rob. She used to
That's
do the
fucking
Batman.
hilarious.
Parents know,
Batman
man.
and Robin.
Parents know.
Bro, one
They
time,
got that lock on you, bro.
one time, nigga said, "Yo, you seen that new James Bond?" And one of the niggas in the crew was like, "Dave's mom."
Yeah, remember, she cut a part of herself from you.
Where she birthed you, Bob. She could feel your
You was
energy.
attached to her.
Yeah, all right.
She knew where you was at.
She knows everything about you.
I don't know.
Can't lie to your parents.
Remember when you used
Can't
to
lie,
think that
bro.
you was slick growing up?
Remember that?
Like, I got away with this one. And then you get the ass whipping a couple days later because she was waiting for you to tell you, or
They be knowing.
Nah,
Wait,
it
wait, wait.
didn't work
And
out
she used
like
to
that.
have a pistol. She used to come find me late at night with a gun.
That's hilarious. Was it
Holy
loaded?
shit.
It was always loaded.
Probably. I don't know.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Damn.
No safety.
Shit was a 6
Nobody was giving her any
She
problems.
had the Derringer. She had the Dillinger.
The Saturday night special. That
She wanted all the smoke.
the taxi driver.
No, you got a lot of good memories, man.
Remember that shit, Taxi Driver? It was funny. Said all the pimps, hoes, and the cunts. Remember that shit when he was driving? That movie's hilarious. All right, but Friends though.
Nah, I think
Friends.
one of the best relationships we've had as
Friends.
men with a friend is a gentleman who's on the wall, our friend Antoine.
How many
yeah.
of us have them?
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Friends.
I think he played a big influence
R.I.P.
in our lives.
Yeah, we were getting smashed in his room.
R.I.P.
Only between the hours of like 9 o'clock and 5:30. And then we would have to spray the whole house before his mom came back.
But she
But she
knew.
sm- she
She
smoked-
knew.
Nah, she never knew. When she caught us, she told.
She knew
Like,
for a
she
while.
knew.
But that was
she
like-
knew. She knew.
But that was when we was like teenagers. When we was, by the time, we chilled there till we was like 20, till all the
Yeah,
way till
in our
we passed
20s.
till we
Yeah,
went to
yeah.
college.
We were giving her weed. She was giving us weed. Like, it turned into something else. But I remember being in the house, and it's me. I was standing up with my back towards the door, and Tay was sitting down, and Twan was sitting next to her. And Tay had the bag of bud, and she was smelling because Twan just brought a half ounce. She was smelling the bud, and I just look at her eyes, like fucking swell up like a deer, bro.
Because Mom Dukes popped up.
Yo, and I knew something, and I'm smoking a blunt, and I'm telling him a story, and she, you know, Tay's mad tough, right? She bitched up real quick. She's like, "Mom, look at all this good weed they got for $75."
Everybody would have
I
got
turned
punished.
around and I'm like, "Damn, I'm so sorry. I really apologize. I didn't mean to disrespect you." She's like, "Nah, it's okay. Smoking weed." She was like, "You know what? I kind of had a feeling I was smoking." And she was like, "But I smoke in here, so I thought it was me."
Hilarious.
I could never prove
Wow.
it.
Hilarious.
That's mad. Oh,
Good times.
that was a good memory.
Good times.
It was mad good time. I remember Will got fucked up in the house over there. Remember he got drunk that day? It was in the bathroom throwing
By the
up and
toilet?
shit.
Yeah.
Bro, that was
Yo,
a lot.
Antoine was the number one that I always remember. He would be like, when you was leaving Tappy, I got one more.
Come back up.
Word, right?
That was that
Get
nigga.
rid of everybody. Come back up. Word.
You will go to the store,
Sure you
come
want the
back.
low?
I
It's
smoked
already
a
rolled, right?
smoked a roach blunt one time with Twan, bro, and turned into the ghost from Mario Brothers, bro. Nigga said I was translucent. Nigga said, "Yo, you alright?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm just gonna go to sleep." And went to sleep on his chair. What was that school chair he had? With my head on that shit like we was in high school,
that through
bro.
from OLQA. Hell yeah.
The first time I chilled in this crib hardcore was that day that everybody came over that night and we
After
all
the
chipped
trip,
in.
after the
We
school
all
trip,
chipped in for weed, and it was
After
Mike
skate,
O'Neal,
skate.
you,
the skating trip.
Ice
Will, Spies, you, Gus, me,
Eric.
everybody was in there
Yeah.
chilling in the
Beast
room.
mode.
I don't even know how we had
No,
that
we
many
were in the
chairs.
living room.
Nah, I remember being in his room.
No, I think we were
I
in
think
the
we had
living
two
room.
groups.
Nah,
Yeah,
that was
maybe
another
it was
time.
two
This
groups.
was they were all
But I remember
rapping.
being in the room though.
And
They
we
were all
rap-
rapping, and Will threw up.
Oh,
I
that was
remember
that
being
day?
in the room.
Yes.
Oh, so that's the same
That
day
was
that
the night
we
Will-
talking
yeah,
about.
yeah,
Yeah,
the
he
night
got
Will.
fucked up.
Yeah, we were all in the room, bro.
Yeah.
Remember when the nigga took off his shirt and he was throwing it on it?
Fuck.
Nah, but niggas was rapping for
Sometimes
mad
you gotta
long.
throw
They,
up though,
they
bro.
was on the freestyle tip
Dave
for
used to
mad
rap
long.
with Dave used to
Niggas was
rap.
throwing just words out there like
You remember that
pasta.
shit?
We had,
This
we
nigga
had,
she used to be crazy funny, yo. She was the best.
we had, we
That's some
had
funny
mad
shit.
Bacardi Gold and shit.
Oh,
I
yeah, that's what
remember
we
that
were drinking. Yeah, Bacardi
I wasn't
Gold.
drinking, no, I was just smoking.
Damn.
Was that a Puerto Rican Day Parade, as a matter
Nah,
of fact?
I don't
No?
remember
Like
when
a
that was,
festival?
bro. That might have been the ice skating thing,
I
bro.
think it was
That
the ice skating
Nah,
time.
the
Ice
skating
skating,
thing,
you
it
came
was,
up
it
with
was
Grace
more
and Samoa.
AES
She
people.
left.
Nah,
She
the
didn't
ice skating
stay.
thing-
I walked into the train, bro.
The ice
They
skating
both
thing.
left?
Yeah. Remember, she lived in Yonkers.
Bro, but the ice skating night, it was a different night that you talking about. That night it was just like we was chilling, drinking, fucking smoking and shit in Twan's room. It was
That shit
somebody's
is all a
birthday. It might
blur.
have been Will's birthday. It was somebody's birthday.
Shit is all a blur at this point.
No, it was like somebody's birthday. And we was up there celebrating.
Good times.
Ozzy might have been there or some shit.
Yeah.
Good times.
I don't
I
remember,
remember
bro.
another time we in the room, right? We watching a movie, the lights are off or whatever. We smoking, it's me, and Max is sitting next to
I
me
was
on the
there.
bed.
I was
He's laying,
sitting. I was.
he's laying
That
down.
was me who flicked the matches.
That was me that flicked the match.
Nah.
Nigga,
Tell
it
him
was
you
me that
smoking.
flicked the
I
match.
flicked the match.
I flicked and I wasn't there.
Because when Max got up,
flicked it.
because when Max got
He
up,
blamed me.
No, he didn't. He yelled at me. He said that shit isn't funny, and I said, "What are you talking about?" And the
What do you
nigga's
think
like,
it was?
Huh?
Oh, it was an actual match that hit him.
It had to be like
Some
sulfur.
sulfur from the match.
That's what it had to be.
I guess the match.
That
flicked,
little piece
and
that
he had
pops
a burn
off.
on his face.
He had it right here.
Bop.
Right here, it was burned.
I would, if I was Max, I would have just decked.
But
all
it was
y'all.
like 5 minutes. It was like 3 niggas hit the blunt already, and then he jumped up.
Mandela effect.
And then he jumped to the fucking time machine or some shit.
Interesting.
He was always asleep. That's my friends.
Gee, right? Remember that? Your man always
He
used to
was-
fall asleep.
Yeah, boy.
Dumb funny.
But we had a couple people like that. Who else was like that?
Nah, he's not the only one.
Nah, he's not the only one.
I always slept.
Not the only
That
one.
used to just fall asleep. You just smoking it.
I fell asleep a couple times. Just
I'm sure.
Nah,
you
nah,
have.
but
I
often,
might have.
Nah, but to be known as
Nah,
that.
but not often though. Not often. Funny
nah,
shit.
that was Max. That was Max. I mean, that was Max.
Dumb funny.
Well, that goes to show. I mean, got a lot of friends, man. Different stories.
So many friends.
It's crazy. Yeah, there's a whole segment on Voodoo Lounge. Shout out to Voodoo Lounge.
Shout out to Voodoo. Made friends over there.
I made a lot of friends over there. I don't remember any of them.
Hilarious.
Wow.
Made a lot of friends. Yeah, there's people
I
in the street that
remember-
still be like, "Yeah, what's
I
good,
remember
Jay?"
the owner
I'm
that
like,
looked like Tom Green.
Victor Guns, BDB. Victor Guns and BDB.
That's hilarious.
That's very. So
Your man looked
Green.
like Tom Green.
What was
I
his
was
name?
picturing him. I
Jose?
can't remember the
No, it
nigga's
was
name.
Eric. It was Eric.
Eric.
It was Eric.
Oh yeah,
dumb funny.
he was gay though.
He
He,
used to
was
call-
gay.
He used to
Wow,
like
fam.
Goo. He used to call him Goo Duck.
No.
He used to
Oh
call
yes.
him Goo Duck.
Oh,
Didn't we see him
yes.
one time come out like a cab with a guy
I don't
and
know.
go in and take like a bottle
Uh-huh.
and then leave and go back into the cab?
I just remember him
One
looking
time.
like fucking a stressed out Tom Green,
used
and
to-
I always thought that shit was
Yo,
hilarious.
completely ruined that club.
I think let me
Yeah, he was a
let me
shithead.
DJ that time.
Nah,
though, so
not
I was
him.
alright.
We did.
And that was the downfall.
Yeah,
Of
he
the
got
club?
he got mad at him.
Yeah. It was
He
too.
got mad at
It
Swig.
was too. What was it? I don't know.
It was different equipment. The equipment was completely different than what we was using.
No, I'm talking about
I had a Walkman up there.
No, I was using his shit.
Man had a
His,
Walkman
with my
and a
CDs.
plug.
I was using their equipment.
Yeah.
But I think it was too much. I don't want to say,
Too much
I
water.
don't know how to say it.
So then don't say it.
Yeah, I
Don't-
don't, I'm gonna just leave it.
Don't
on
be
that.
Edit it out. We can
What?
edit it out. We can edit it out.
Don't be a racist, bro.
He's of a different culture, I guess.
Who?
He's a faggot.
The owner,
He's a homosexual.
and to see a different culture having too much fun and too loud. I
Also, you
guess.
think he was hating on your DJing skills?
Not mine. The attention that he didn't want his club to get
He
that
shut you down?
attention.
He shut you down?
Yeah, but not, it could have been anybody, not just me.
the music.
He wanted the streets to play dancing.
The
Dancing
vibe
Queen.
wasn't the
want-
vibe
and
that
he
he
played
was looking
Dance Hall
for.
Queen.
He wanted to hear Madonna.
He was like, "There's never gonna be this vibe. Just let it be known." No,
Just let it be known. He
Yeah.
doesn't like black people. It's fucked up. It's fucked up,
is that
bro.
what you got?
Oh.
It's fucked up, bro. Tom Green. Tom Green.
He didn't like certain type of black music.
Culture, a certain
mean?
culture, I
He
guess.
wasn't feeling the reggae at the
That
time.
shit was just white people and Asian people when I first started going there.
Remember that?
It was just, and it was not, it was no hip hop.
Why
It
don't
was
we tell
just
the
like
viewers where it was at?
top 40 KTU music. That's what it was. When I first started
Millions
going
and
there with
millions
Vic
of
and
people that are
Militia.
watching the show.
Our
Tell them where Voodoo's at. Our old stomping
our
grounds.
tens and tens of views.
Our 15 views.
Send them over
that
there.
were
Up
all us.
There'll be a
East side
big
of
ass
Manhattan.
line over there, and they'll be waiting for that shit to open. And it'll never
Reopen
open.
Voodoo. Reopen Voodoo. We should have went with the protesters and had signs that said "Reopen Voodoo." Black Lives Matter.
Oh, we
Reopen
should
Voodoo.
have got in there and chilled.
Damn.
Like for old time's sake. What do you think it looks
We
like
should
right
we
now?
should we should buy it and call it Cinco
And call
Why
it
call it
Cinco?
Cinco? Why
because of
Cinco?
the V.
We should call it doo-doo,
Sound
like we
funny.
used to call it.
You heard instead of you know what I'm saying?
Dude.
5,
I
okay.
like that
the
shit.
Roman numeral number.
It's going to doo-doo lounge.
Okay.
I'm not going to doo-doo
Call it
lounge
Cinco
tonight.
Lounge.
Y'all niggas could go, but I'm not going tonight. I'm going to go do something else.
You know what's
What if we
crazy
put
though?
Voodoo Lounge?
and then
It was
12:30,
small to begin with.
1
Imagine
o'clock,
social distancing in
1:30,
there.
2 o'clock, nigga said, yo, we out
Ain't
to
no social
Voodoo.
distance in there.
Yo, we out
We
to
can do
Voodoo?
comedy shows in
I'm
that
taking a
bitch.
cab, yo. If y'all not taking a cab,
Let me ask you a question. Do you
Dave-
think we'll be able to profit enough to pay the rent with comedy there?
That rent is probably through the roof.
2-drink minimum.
2-drink
I
minimum.
read up on the
Packed
place,
out
and
shows.
that place can't be opened ever again, as per the community. The
They had
board of-
asbestos.
I believe
The
that.
community board.
After the run we had in there?
Oh, they finally shut them down.
They shut
For
them.
good.
If you remember correctly, they shut them down like 9 times at the end when we were
hilarious.
going over there.
Oh yeah,
There's
because they
been
had
times-
shootouts and
Yeah.
and people got stabbed. They had towards the end it was mad, bro. I remember.
It was terrible. It was such a
Shootouts.
thought. Like it was such
Bro,
a
there was a
hook
shootout.
club
So
at the
let me
end.
ask you a question. Is that
Sheesh.
going to end
That shit was like
our
skate
pursuit
key.
to having something like that?
I think
pretty
so.
sure
Something
this.
like that,
I think
no.
COVID did that.
I'm pretty sure there's plenty of locations
places,
where
yeah,
we
yeah.
can rent out.
For what, a party?
No, not a party. A continuing of a service like
Social
John just
distancing
spoke
party,
about.
An end of social distancing party.
Like
No,
like a
like-
comedy, like a
yeah,
comedy show.
Yeah, we can do a comedies, music
Start our
venue,
own little comedy club.
We could have
karaoke.
been looked for a venue for that.
We could do it.
We
But
coulda
what
did that
we
on our
could
own.
have been, but let's do it
Friends.
now.
We
I
could
know.
How are
still
we
do
gonna
it.
do that though? So
I know a spot.
that can't be done.
Friends.
Yo,
This is what the show's about. The show's
I
about.
know
With
it's
that
friends.
attitude,
Makes me really
Jigs.
uncomfortable.
With that attitude,
Nah, nigga,
Bro,
we're-
I know
mean,
a place. I know a place.
Where is
Speak-
it?
speak
Where
up.
everybody knows
I
your
don't want to say it
name.
on,
Alright.
on this. You know
Smart.
what I'm
I'll
saying?
bleep it out.
I like that. I like
Say
that, John.
You gonna say that live?
I'll
No.
bleep it
To the
out.
world?
I'll bleep it
That's-
out.
That's business.
Tell us. I'll bleep it out.
Promote. Are you
location?
trying to give yourself a low key
But
shameless
why would I
plug?
tell you the location and on air?
I'll bleep it out.
He's editing that. Editing.
I'll bleep
that.
it out.
He's not gonna put that up.
No, I'll just
That'll fuck
whatever
our
you
shit up and our money.
whatever you say.
Wait, what are we
will
saying?
just literally be.
Dave's giving a shameless plug?
Will
No,
be held
he
against
said
me
he
in
has
a
a
court of law.
venue to do comedy thing, and I would love to help.
No,
to
no,
do
no, no.
that.
It's not where
But I
I
thought
want to
we were
own
talking
it.
about getting a venue, so we could
All
do
right,
that.
but then the point at the
You
end
didn't
of
have a
that,
place
nothing
people
is-
go?
Okay,
what-
okay.
what
Stay
do we-
focused. Stay
Listen, a
focused.
place you can open up, own, and it's big enough to have sections if you.
So
do it
So
the
what are
right
you
way.
talking about? You know the person who's selling it? Something like that, or what do you mean?
I'm there enough, but I don't know the people.
Okay.
though.
That's
All
good.
I
We
know
could talk
is-
off
all
It's-
I
camera.
it's
know
for
is-
sale.
All I know
Okay.
is that it might be up for sale because
Excuse me.
the
That was
person who
nasty.
did own it passed away.
God rest the dead.
COVID? Oh, please don't tell me
No,
that.
before that.
God rest the dead.
I'm wondering how we would go about. How do you even go about obtaining guidelines to open up a spot like that?
I think right now is the best time to
not
do
like,
shit, right?
Not like the shit's gonna be something.
Profitable.
Well, not even profitable, but I'm talking about.
So we trying to get a comedy
I
club
don't want to
popping?
use the word, but
Trying to get a club popping
Trying to
with
get a club
comedy in it.
popping with comedy
well
in it?
done
Monday
the
to
right
Thursday.
way as
What about a
opposed to
funny
wrong way.
club?
Monday through Thursday comedy. Friday.
not?
Monday through Friday comedy.
Yeah,
right?
people
Monday,
love
no,
it
no,
right now.
Sunday,
People don't have anything to do.
Everyday comedy.
Yeah,
and then
everyday
after
comedy.
the comedy, you drop the party on them.
Splash.
Okay, but only partying Friday, Saturday, Sundays. No club open Monday through
BYOB.
Thursday.
You
BYOB.
could do karaoke on the rest of the nights.
Yo, karaoke makes bread.
After comedy,
Too loud, bro.
Oh, you soundproof the walls.
Not always. You could do decent.
I mean,
karaoke.
if we're gonna play music, karaoke is the same thing, no?
How much for a loan for
Gotta look into that.
200 headphones for a silent party?
I'm with it. When I went to DR for my wedding, we walked to the lobby one night, and everybody's like,
That's the way to go. Before I think that's
Like,
the
what the
thing
fuck
to
are
do
these guys
before
doing?
before
They all
moving
had
on to throwing
headphones
a
on.
party where we could potentially get caught.
And they're Bluetooth. How's that?
Yeah, they're Bluetooth.
They were
Jesus, the
Bluetooth.
radiation
And then
going
there's
through there.
somebody
no,
DJing.
there's companies that
Frying
do
their
that. There's
brains.
companies that come through and do the silent parties.
Oh yeah,
The company
Yeah,
comes
I'm
through
sure
with the
there's-
headphones and everything.
fire. But
And
how,
them-
mu-
and
but
them
how do we
headphones be mad
profit off of that?
dirty.
Right now is the best
I
time
know how
to
to
do
profit
that.
off of it.
Right now,
Somebody-
Alibaba.
Somebody
Start
has
a
to take
business?
initiative. Yes,
Alibaba,
get a
bro, Alibaba.
so this is what. So we're gonna take it back. This is how you do it. If you're gonna start a business, get with your friends.
No, exactly.
Take it back.
This
So
is a friend. Look at this. This is
let's-
our friends.
We way off subject right
collaborate.
now.
No. This is these are four friends.
This is a friends collaboration.
Yeah, that's what I'm
episode.
saying. Look at Adam Sandler. Look at
Friends.
Okay.
Medea.
friends.
She brought all her friends on,
Get
Friends.
friend,
You know what I'm
amigos. Bet.
right?
Look at
Look at the
Tyler Perry.
Kardashians. Look at the Kardashians.
Kardashians, friends.
One did a blowjob, and then
And
now,
then they
now
all
we
give
know
a
the
hand
whole
job.
They all
family.
do blowjobs.
Now we know the whole family.
They give
You know what I'm
wholesale
saying?
blowjobs.
Somebody got OJ out of prison. You know what I'm saying? OJ
OJ.
off, and now we know the whole family.
Bam. What do you think, Swigs?
I don't even know.
Friends. You feel me?
But
How
I
many
think it's a
first
great
have?
You know
idea,
what I'm saying?
and I think
You
the
know what I'm
LLC
saying?
would be a great
No?
idea.
Mm.
And if we can make Chopt Cheese Inc. or incorporated, however that
Incorporate it.
works, that'll be a great thing
Bet.
to first do.
I'm with it. So pretty
Look
much
at Judd Apatow.
the premise of the
Look
show
at Judd
is
Apatow. He
four
break every
guys
time he make a
fucking
movie. He
around.
uses the same people,
talking shit.
right?
This guy's talking about Judd Apatow.
What are you
Shit.
talking about? I'm talking
I
about
don't
friends.
know what I'm talking about.
about friends, motherfucker. The
Friends.
fuck?
He's right.
That's
He's
not
right.
all that
The
friendly
fuck?
right now.
Well, I mean, it goes along the lines of what us as friends have been speaking about for a while. Of us
Which
not
is?
wanting to be employed by somebody, us wanting to take
Yeah.
initiative of our lives
about-
and have our employment as our own business.
I've been
And
done that.
and if we're gonna
I've
Been
been
on
done
it.
that.
He been on it.
6, 7 years in it.
and if
Catch
we're
up.
gonna work and put in hard time, let's put it in for our own selves.
There you
6,
go.
7 years.
6,
hard
7
work,
years.
hard time.
He been hard.
That's what I've been doing.
been
Niggas
doing-
been looking at me like I'm crazy. Niggas looked at me like I was crazy 6 years ago.
And now look at him now.
Running into the offices like, whose dick I gotta suck?
Let's
Oh
do it.
shit! Going to gay rap parties and all that, right?
Goodness.
Hey,
Whatever
listen
you
to this
say.
freestyle. You're not kicking me out.
Nah,
till you
nah.
hear this.
Going to the open mics that nobody wanted to go to.
Drips and dicks.
You know what I'm saying?
Flips and flips.
Niggas all like most of my friends,
Yeah.
most of y'all niggas been to like one show 6 years ago. I mean, y'all came
I've
recently.
been to more shows.
But that's what I'm saying.
I've been to mad of your
But
shows.
that's what I'm saying. I've been doing shows every day for like
I'll make.
3
I'll
years,
do a
for like
show for you
3
right now.
years.
I'll
I've
put
been
on a
doing shows
fucking
every day
show
for
for you
like 3
right now,
years.
Jave. Now you have. You've been banging it out the park. Shout out to my friend. He been banging it out the park. He literally is funny out of nowhere, like overnight. Amazing.
I sense sarcasm in it, but
Amazing.
okay.
I love you, bro. It's a joke. It's a joke. All right. It's a fucking joke.
Been on it.
He been in
All
it.
right. I'm more of
On
let's
top
look at
of
let's
it.
let's stay on looking at friends as what we have now,
Bam.
and
That's
what,
what I'm
what,
saying.
what we're
You
gonna
know what
have.
we got now? Me, nigga. That's who we got.
What we're gonna have now and what we're gonna have
Dave.
to
Dave.
That's
Dave.
what we got.
and to come.
Top
And
5 rappers
let's-
alive.
I remember the biggest thing that we could stay focused on to keep
Is-
the energy positive
is-
is to always look forward, and let's stay focused. Because once we start looking in the past, let's not play blame games. Let's not look at who could have did what. Let's look at what we have to do now.
Forward, never
I
backwards.
didn't say I didn't blame nobody for nothing.
Nobody said you
No
did.
one said you did.
Who? Why you blaming?
You shame blaming?
Moving
You
forward.
blame
All
gaming?
right, moving
Moving
forward.
forward.
All right. Serious? Clear comms? Clear
so-
comms,
Dicks and
guys?
dicks.
The premise of having something established
Clear
like that would be
comms,
great.
guys. Clear
I think
comms.
it'd be good for Chopt Cheese. I think it'd be good in way for us to get our name out there. We could even, if it came down to it, we had the option, throw like a launch party, even more into it like that. Dave could host a launch party.
You
We
gotta
could
bring your
have-
own bottle.
Let's do a
though.
live podcast.
And it
Niggas gotta bring
with
their own
live-
bottle.
it could be live, and would even be better would be we could have it more
But
as
can
a.
you deal with heckling?
Dave could juggle.
I mean,
If
I
it's a
don't see
live
why
studio
not.
audience of
Heckling
our
who?
friends, why would we get heckled?
Who's heckling?
I'm not a comedian, so I don't mind. I mean, I'm not gonna be up there
And
getting.
Yeah,
whoever
why would
heckling
you
me
assume
getting
that?
hecked.
I think.
We're not, you'll be heckled. You should ask yourself that
No, I
question.
don't.
No.
I don't think you understand what heckling means.
What does
No,
it
I
mean,
do
John?
understand
Because we
what
don't
heckling
read
means,
books.
Means
Sean.
they're gonna fuck with you.
I do
because
understand what
you're
heckling
gonna-
means.
I meant it more being like a launch party where
Yeah.
where they're live and we're chilling and interacting and we're trying to get
But
our name
COVID,
across
bro.
networking.
COVID.
More like
That's
no
why I
vid.
said if we had the option.
No vid 18.
But we do have the option. I thought you didn't believe in COVID.
No
Never
vid.
mind. Moving
Whoa.
forward again.
That's what I'm saying.
Hold the phone. Please don't touch me like that again on camera.
COVID.
That was
6
something
feet.
I was trying
6 feet.
to apologize.
All right.
Anyway.
Nigga, that was not COVID.
So you guys want to get
safe.
serious again?
All right.
Or you wanna-
Back to the discussion.
Huh?
What's the difference
All
between
right,
a friend and an acquaintance?
Let's hear it.
I
Oh,
was just asking. There's no
I was waiting
punchline
for the
or anything.
punchline.
What's
No.
the difference between a friend and an acquaintance?
Yes.
It's obvious. I think the difference is a
obvious.
friend is someone who you can call and you probably more in contact with anybody else, and an acquaintance is somebody that you'll probably see and say hey, what's up, but probably not chill with for a while.
What if an acquaintance considers you a friend and you don't consider them a friend?
How do you know that though?
Do you
Messy,
do you,
messy,
do you
messy.
How would you
do
know that,
retain
though?
that from, you don't like them, and they're a little friendly with you.
And you
they
chill
want-
with them often. You've given them reason to think that they can chill with you and that they're your friend.
No, they just want to be around.
They're lingerers.
And you're a nice person.
Oh yeah. So then there's
Stop
you're being too
lingering.
nice.
Then you're being too nice.
Yeah.
Stop
You don't want to be
lingering.
around people. You tell the people,
Get the fuck out.
fuck out of
Get
here.
out of
Fuck
here.
out.
You don't have to say
Get
it like
outta
this.
here.
You don't gotta say it like that, but you could say you know.
Put them in the bathroom. That's how you can say.
Yeah, you fuck out of here.
Go
You
to the
know.
bathroom. I don't want to be your friend. We're acquaintances.
Here you go. You go like this. You go like this. Yo, I'm gonna go do this. What are you doing?
That's still kind of open ended because you know what I would say.
yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I would say. I'd be like, I'm going with you.
I'd be like, nah, you can't.
I'd be like, you sure?
Yep.
I'm going with you. I'll say it again to try
That's
to throw
the
you off.
part where people be scared to do. Nah, you
Nah,
can't.
I agree.
Even-
I agree.
Here's
people
a
always
good
say
one.
no.
Because
I
it's
don't,
not
mind- I
mean.
don't mind
You're
saying
not
no.
really
Here's a
being
good one. I
mean.
think.
You gotta say no.
I think a
gotta set
friend
that
is someone
situation up.
who is a
Rex,
good
you lock
listener.
that door, Rex?
Friend is someone who's a good listener who takes time to use their ears before they open their mouth. And
there you go.
For fully, because a lot of times someone just wants to hear you.
Whose is this?
That's mine.
That is edited.
Sometimes a lot of people just need to be heard.
Sometimes.
No, yeah, but see, but it's
And
the
just
thing. It's just the
sometimes.
vibe. I'm sure people will be able to find fucking friend.
No, I'm just saying I think that that's also a good characteristic of a friend.
You can force yourself to be friends with somebody too. You
Yeah.
could just be looking for some kind of companionship.
Don't be bummed.
Well, I mean, no, a good friend who you known for a while.
Yeah.
That's a good characteristic that they would have.
What?
That they can also listen to something that's happening before they interject and say.
Oh, I got close friends that don't listen to me.
None of you
Like,
motherfuckers
don't
listen.
listen to anything I have to say.
Y'all all hard headed.
Good friends that just don't listen to
How
anything I have
many
to
of
say.
us have them?
I
It's
guess.
you're a
So.
little slack jawed. That's what.
Friends.
It's slack jaw.
There you go.
Friends you can depend
Could
on.
be the slack jaw. Is it the
Friends.
slack jaw?
What does that even mean, slack jaw?
It's
I mean,
just-
I'll tell you who's not a friend.
Sounds like a.
Someone who you just play video games with.
Ah.
Because just because you know somebody in that land doesn't mean that they're your
Speaking
real
of
friend.
video games,
who do you?
Duty?
Do you have anybody you play video games with that thinks that you're your friend?
in
Oh
real
no,
life?
no, I'm just saying that I 100% know it's not a friend, a real friend.
Who?
Anybody who I have on my friends list that I've never met in real life.
But that goes the same for social media as well.
Yeah, that is a form of social media.
But that's what I'm saying.
No,
Yeah.
I just
Those are definitely.
Fall
That's
back on
100% correct. I mean, if you've FaceTimed with somebody like all the time and your relationship with that person started out from that, it can happen, but 99% of the time it doesn't happen.
Do you think? I got a question for you, for all of y'all.
let's hear it.
Do you think you would allow yourself, or like not now, but like yeah, do you think you would allow yourself to be catfish? You could.
Well, I've been catfish
When?
before catfish.
Before
a
it
couple
was
of
popular.
occasions.
But wait, to what
Like-
extent?
Yeah.
Off.
To what extent?
Like, were you in love?
Like
It was the man.
Did someone steal
not that
your
for, but like a
identity?
It
like
was
complete,
Gus.
like it was not the
It was
picture.
Gus. It was
not
Gus,
the
right?
picture.
That's it.
What?
The whole time it was Rex.
They weren't the same shape, size,
I met him on the
color,
beach.
anything. Nothing
Yeah, that's
was the
happened to
same.
everyone. But I mean, to the extent of
What,
what,
there was
like,
a fucking
because
square?
that's obviously
To
women
the
lie.
extent of
I
what
wish.
catfish portrays.
Women lie all the time,
This
No,
nigga
no,
met
no.
this nigga met a cylinder.
Oh my god.
especially before we had picture phones.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, do you think you would be allowed to allow yourself to be catfished?
Now?
Like, no, but like to the extent of having to be an episode where you're in love
Nah,
for 3 years
definitely
on a
not.
And
fucking,
then you on
Hell no.
fucking
yeah, you never
TLC.
met this person.
Nah,
I
No
think I
TLC?
think that was easier to happen in the beginning when
Those-
like AIM
those-
came out because that was fresh. And
those
new.
people have
And
emotional problems, bro.
People
Yeah.
still go through this phenomenon.
Exactly.
It's all over TV. My wife loves
Yeah, yeah,
watching
yeah.
it.
You ever
And-
see-
and-
you ever
but
seen
wait, wait.
Her?
Even
Goose,
90
Goose,
days.
Goose.
Even that 90 days
Ask
shit.
yourself how much of that is real and scripted.
Bro,
No, I agree.
Even
I
that
agree.
90 days shit.
Entertainment,
Even that
man.
90 days fiance shit.
That's
Yeah,
what we
yeah,
be
yeah.
The
watching.
one dude went to Colombia. You seen
I
that
swear a lot
shit?
of that's in,
The,
is
with, he looked kind of
entertainment, man.
feminine. He was like a designer. He designed guns and shit. That dude.
I don't know. He's kind of like look like you a little bit.
Nah, I don't remember that one. This
And
guy
he had
said
the
look
one
like
girl,
me.
and then he got the other girl, and
Oh
I don't
wow.
remember that episode. I don't remember that
Oh
episode.
wow, that's pretty.
Dave is
interesting.
clearly lying.
He had two
But
fiancés.
I think
No,
a lot of
you'll
that's
see- you'll
scripted,
see.
man.
I'll see.
Should have scripted, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's TV.
Anything on
it's
TV
TV.
scripted.
It's
Yeah,
TV.
reality TV's not reality.
It's reality.
Pretty much.
TV.
The news isn't even real.
it's a soap opera.
No, it is.
Damn.
None of those people have friends.
No,
Mm.
not real friends.
Mm.
You know who's full of fake friends?
Who?
The Hollywood world.
Well, do they get any real friends?
I think they can mutually obtain genuine relationships that are friendships, but it's nothing that can sustain like real friendships. Like when you grow with somebody,
Yeah.
when you grow up with somebody.
I believe that. Don't you? Your circle has to change once you make a certain amount of money.
Mm.
It's not like I'm gonna make $1 million like overnight tonight and tomorrow I leave this building.
Oh, yeah. But eventually, it has to occur.
Yeah, it has to happen.
Nah, but there's like situations when you know what I'm saying? Depends on how you earn that money. Like, yeah, overnight riches.
How many necks did you step on to get that overnight riches?
Yeah, overnight riches. Sure. Fuck. I'm out of here. Tomorrow.
Yeah, if I woke up and there was like 80 million in my bank account,
Leave
I mean, you
immediately.
probably never hear from me.
I don't know.
Leave immediately.
Nah, fuck it.
I wouldn't be here. Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be here. I get out as soon as I could.
That was
I,
nice,
I
man.
definitely would try my best to
Especially
get out of
with
here.
all the shit that's
I
going
almost
on
feel
too.
bored.
Yeah, I need somewhere with space because this shit is crazy. There's no space here.
I mean, you know what's crazy? I want to say I want somewhere that there's private land, but what's private? What's private anymore?
Nothing.
mm-hmm.
This land that you can obtain in the Midwest, in the Central America, is that your land when you get it in those areas? Like,
If you have
Central
to pay
America?
tax on any land, then it's not your land.
but what if it's dirt cheap tax? Because
soon-
my
it doesn't-
Someone's
pop's
still
facing
claiming
dirt cheap
ownership.
shit.
Yeah, but if
Someone
you pay
still
in
other than
tax,
No,
yourself.
but how much of it is yours as opposed to as a business?
Mm-hmm.
Like when you own like the building and everything.
how much of,
Question,
in
I don't know.
percentage? Like how much of it is yours?
Because I see them shits all the time. Like
Well,
own this like
I
quarter
got-
or whatever,
it's all
or
theirs,
5
but
acres.
It can always be taken away from you. That's the shit. It's
Different
all
states though,
theirs.
right? Different state laws.
No, anywhere. If you stop paying your property tax, they
Oh no,
take
I'm
the
not
shit
talking about
from
stop paying. I'm just saying like in different states, there's a little bit more legal ownership towards land than it would be in another state.
You still have to pay a property
No,
tax.
yeah.
Anywhere you go.
Property tax, but is the like more legal ownership of it? Like, is it more yours than others than other
I mean,
states?
contractually, is it more
Yeah.
yours? I don't
Legally,
know.
yeah.
Come on, I don't know.
Like those farmers, that's their land.
Right? You would hope it is. If they're
Even though
growing
if
on
they're
it,
paying tax, is that more of their land than anybody else's?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
It can be taken from them. It can be taken.
Damn. I thought all those that was like off grid shit. Like they don't have access to that. That like
Off grid is me going into the woods and walking.
no, I mean from
10
like
miles
from
and then
start.
chopping down a bunch of trees
From start.
and then
But you know why that's like that? Because a lot of those farmers became commercialized. There's not that many private anymore. They removing them, so to speak. Because I mean, if that was your land since the beginning, like what? What do you mean? Who was here? Was like, oh hey guys, now after this day you got to start paying the property tax.
no,
just buy some land and start moonshining.
Is that legal?
Edit that part out. Edit that part out.
That's the worst thing about it, though, man. Having to pay.
taxes.
Until we get hit with the.
So where do you
Jubilee.
go if you get that money then?
And he cut me off.
The 80 million. You go somewhere.
Talk
with
up, bro. Look how far away. I can't hear you. I didn't even know you was talking to begin
he
with.
cut me off.
You go somewhere where the exchange rate is completely different.
Do you leave America?
Yes.
Fucking
Really?
Switzerland.
You trust
Yes.
overseas protection?
Canada?
You trust American protection?
I
You
feel like
going
I
to
trust
Canada?
American
Oh,
protection before anywhere else.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
What if you buy an island? What if you buy an island? Is that
You pay taxes on
Someone
the
can
island.
come in and just overrun you easily.
You get fucked by a bunch of pirates.
You're done.
I'm
So
the
you
ca-
saw his face?
I'm
Like
the
it's not
captain now.
happening.
I'm fucking them.
You heard that? I'm the captain now.
Yeah.
If you get
And
a
now that says my island.
He's
Feel me?
Captain Buttfuck over here.
But see, that's why I wouldn't want a
Took
private
all
island.
the energy out of me with that.
What you
with
mean?
that
They
shit.
just said he
No,
said
no,
someone
he
you
had-
get butt fucked by a bunch
he
of
had
pirates,
a
and then you
personal-
I
said
said
I
nothing
am.
about butt fuck,
He
and I
had
said
a
nothing
personal
sexual. I
situation
said
going
fuck
on with you.
by a bunch of pirates.
But that's why
You're
I
homo
said
ass.
Sexual. That's
that.
sexual.
How?
Fucked by a bunch of pirates.
Nah, he
Fuck.
meant like robbed
Sex.
and killed.
Well,
You wanted to be
you
fucked by the
are
pirates.
sexual.
How
deviant.
many of them were taller than you?
Have you seen
remember,
101
this all
Dalmatians?
correlates back to what I said yesterday. Dave doesn't laugh anymore. No one's funny. No one can make Dave laugh anymore because he's funnier than everyone.
Why do you have
He's a
to?
funny snob.
See, that's why it's
Why
like
do you
money.
have to?
That's why I was gonna.
Why
Where
is it
I was
funny?
going.
He's a funny snob.
Where I
Is this
was
your
going
job
is
to
like
make me laugh
that's
now?
what it starts to make me feel like money isn't
How
really
about you
anything.
start trying?
But it's
Try,
not.
try,
bro.
try a little.
It's made. It's
So-
Give a
paper
shit.
we give
How
value
about you
to.
give a shit, Gus?
See, you just as good as staying here than 80 million trying to go somewhere else.
No, not necessarily.
Gus, can you give a
What?
shit?
What are you guys still fucking talking about?
Gus, can you
So
give a
relax,
shit?
bro.
Try to give a
fault,
shit,
bro.
Gus.
Come closer. Talk to us.
My fault, bro.
Yeah, start giving a shit, Gus.
My fault. E. You can edit that part out.
Can you start caring, Gus?
This guy. This is how he treats his friends.
Tell Gus to care.
This is how you talk.
You care, Gus?
This is how I talk.
This is how you talk.
Do you even care anymore?
I'm working on my boxing.
All
Who
I'm
knows,
saying is where
man?
all
I
these
saw an
kids go.
article in MSN
Kung
the other
flu.
day that said, you know what's the title of the article?
Flu.
You know how we
Kung
know?
flu,
If
nigga.
the title of the article was, you know how we know the flu wasn't made in the lab? That's pretty much the article. And they said it like that.
Oh man, funny.
I was like, what the fuck?
So what that means? Automatically they're wrong.
Automatic. They were like, we know the Wuhan flu wasn't made in the lab. Like that. It was on MSN.
That has like so many different meanings to me.
It's like a
Yeah, I
sassy
don't even
chick.
want to say what it
It
means.
doesn't have to be a black chick,
I
bro.
didn't-
Stop being
You're
racist.
like-
like,
that? I didn't think
Cash Me
that.
Outside girl.
I didn't even
It
think
could
that.
be the good girl Bololi. What's her name? What's that white?
I
What's
saw-
that
I
white
saw
chick?
ignorance.
I'm not giving a promotion.
I'm mad.
I didn't see
ignorant.
race. I saw ignorance.
Yeah. Pretty much sassy.
You see, you
Sassiness.
saw race.
No, you smelled race. You almost took the race bait,
Negative.
and then you was like, "Oh my god, I'm on camera."
Negative. How's
So
your phone
anyway,
over there,
you
John?
Know, you know how I know John's gay? Because he's working on that BLM
I was
Black
looking up
Black
the shit
Lives
that you
Matter.
said.
He's looking up that Black Lives
was
Matter
looking up the
script
shit
he
you
was
said.
working on. Fucking gay porn producer. This guy.
I was looking up the shit you said.
What is it?
How you gay?
Exactly. We all here trying to have a conversation, and this nigga's
And this guy,
this
dude.
nigga's on back page.
No, because we were
'Cause
way
that-
off topic on
that-
some Obama.
Nigga, the whole episode
conspiracy
has
shit.
been off topic. We just
it hasn't.
flowing.
We was
It's
talking
one
about-
episode,
we
and we're
was talking about-
flowing between
No, but still.
many topics.
But
We're
now it's
building a
on stuff I don't
tapestry.
have facts about, so it's all good.
So
Do
go
your
to
you
thing.
so go to
never
your
have
phone.
facts.
So go to your
Exactly.
phone.
Wow, that was such an easy setup. Damn,
Exactly.
I could have. Yeah.
We talking about weaving this tapestry of fuckery that we're over here talking about, and you're playing fucking Angry Birds on your phone.
Anyway,
Come
moving
on,
forward.
John.
Even what of what?
We're weaving a tapestry of fuckery with our conversation. You don't know what the word
Moving
tapestry
forward.
means?
Moving forward. Don't try to play him.
I'm gonna fight this nigga on camera.
Leave him
bro.
alone. Let's move forward.
All right,
Get the gloves.
My back.
Get the gloves.
My back.
So since we
Okay.
need only facts,
We can
no
edit that part out.
conspiracies or opinions.
All right.
Facts.
It's all fake.
Let's talk about something else.
9/11
All right,
was an
boom.
inside job.
And there was never any planes.
Wait a minute. There was planes, right? This guy, this guy.
You gotta make him laugh, bro.
People on the other end like, what the fuck are these guys even talking about?
You know what we're talking about? This is what we're gonna be talking about. This
Let's hear it.
episode 1, guys. We got a
Episode
lot of stuff for you.
1.
This is what we got. We got
This
a lot
is
of
just the
bullshit
beginning.
coming from a
Talking
hood,
about
from a hood
friends.
point of view. We're gonna be talking about politics. We're gonna be talking about current events. We're gonna be talking about anything that your mama want to talk about.
And
How
then
about that?
occasionally
Games.
Dave's tell jokes and Jigs might dance.
Occasionally,
I might-
occasionally they'll be funny.
Occasionally it will be serious.
Nah, I mean Dave's jokes.
Oh,
Alright, good. But yeah.
What about
spit that
But
shit
yeah, that's
out,
what
bro.
we're gonna have for you guys.
But what about
Bet. And
A lot of interesting
mute his mic.
stuff, but told from a bullshit aspect.
and then
And then a little bit of this.
and then?
And then
And then maybe one episode Dave will be
somebody
serious.
just pulled this nigga's cord out of the
Well, when
mixer.
I am
Choke
serious,
with it.
niggas flip it into some gay shit.
It's
Y'all
a
niggas
joke,
Negative.
nigga.
Negative.
Nigga, you know how I know you gay?
We gotta watch this. We gotta watch these back to see who's really gay.
And that will
yeah,
the tape will
watch it
tell.
back,
We
please.
gotta
The
watch
tape will
this
tell
back
who's gay.
because we
See
got this
how
all on
much
camera.
I'm defending myself,
This guy.
fending off you gaynesses.
So with that being said, since we're gonna be hitting these topics,
with that
you
makes
guys want
sense
to
is
talk
what?
about any topics to end the show? Anything relevant
That-
in current events or in politics? You think?
How about
We
the
throwing
fact
in the
that
COVID party?
I want more home fries.
I think
I want another grilled
COVID's
cheese.
almost over.
Almost? It started?
Second wave, pa.
I mean, from the aspect of
You didn't hear they
governor
pushing? They passed out
and
flyers.
mayor wise, like legitimately in New York City, it's still on. You guys know.
They're passing out flyers.
If they push another wave, aren't we supposed to go back to lockdown because the first wave we went to lockdown?
I'm not sure, but I hope no. I think COVID's ending. I think the protesters they're exhausted. They don't want no more.
They got
I
to go
think
back to work.
the next thing I don't know
People
what's
still
gonna happen.
protesting from what I've seen.
Yeah,
but,
but it's not as many. It's because people don't have that much time on their hands.
You guys want to do some predicting?
On what?
What do you think's the next distraction?
Alien invasion.
Mm-mm-mm.
I said it.
And what are we gonna?
I say
We're gonna give them
starts-
water.
Say it starts
We're gonna what?
raining
We're gonna
food.
give them water.
Water?
They
They want our water?
They
It's
need
gonna
water?
start raining
I don't
food.
know.
I mean,
What's the name of that thing you said? Nip.
No, we're not speaking about
no,
that.
no,
Nope.
no,
That's taboo now.
Nope,
I made
taboo.
a mistake. I didn't look
Nope.
too deep into that.
Slow down.
Ouch.
Slow
Ooh.
down. Everybody just take it
I
easy.
actually did look deep into it and
Nothing
didn't like
to
what
see
I
here.
heard. I didn't like what I saw or heard.
Nothing to
Well,
see
what did
here,
you hear or
guys.
see?
That's for a whole nother
It's
episode.
pretty galactic. We'll just say that has nothing to do with Earth.
It's pretty
I thought
out there.
That's what I get for being so happy
Rabbit
and
hole.
having hope.
It was an intergalactic rabbit
anything
hole.
relevant out there to talk about? I think I'll throw something out there.
Let's hear it.
You guys saw that this
hear it.
Wendy's got burned down in Atlanta.
So
No,
it was
I
a
didn't
white
see that.
woman.
It was a white woman?
That's what I saw.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
That's what I saw.
I
What
didn't
did
see
you
who did it. I just know it occurred.
Oh.
I saw a white woman.
Wow, speak on it.
I saw a white woman on the ground.
She's the
That's
one
all-
who
that's all.
initiated it.
What is she? How did she?
Initially, they showed her pouring like some
Sheesh.
sort of kerosene and lighting the shit on fire. And the
It completely
captions,
is done.
and the caption was like, "White woman burned down Wendy's." Da, 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 da.
Why did she do
And then they
this?
have another picture where she's like
That
face
gentleman
covered.
who was pulled over in Atlanta, he was an African American. They took gave him a sobriety test. He failed. They tried to cuff
They
him.
didn't give him a sobriety. He didn't. He
Oh.
said no to the sobriety test.
Huh?
Oh, correction. Thank
Okay.
you.
So
See,
then
go to the facts.
After that, you know that you're going to jail because
Facts.
you denied.
But he wasn't even driving.
Well, this.
Oh, he wasn't driving?
Wow, look even further.
He
But,
has another one.
but this is the thing.
We know he
So
didn't
how did he
switch
get pulled
sheets.
over
I
if he
was just
wasn't
gonna say,
driving?
we know that he didn't switch sheets with
He
the
didn't
person
get
that was
pulled over.
driving.
He was in a parking lot.
I heard he was in a drive-through.
He was in the parking lot.
Conflicting stories.
Just chilling in his car.
His he was gonna drive, but then he called his wife and said,
You come pick me up,
"I'm
babe.
too drunk."
So he drove to the Wendy's.
Or his wife dropped. I don't know what the situation was. You could watch the video.
So long
Okay,
story
can I
short,
finish? Can I finish?
Yeah.
So he was about to get arrested. They were about to cuff him. It's on camera. I don't know what led up to that exactly, but he decided that he was not trying to get arrested. They never even got a chance to get cuffs on him. He ran. They tased him, and in the process of them tasing him and in the scuffle, he was able to obtain one of the officers' taser.
he tased their asses back.
They
No,
they
he-
weren't aware
he
of
actually-
it.
he
They
did
weren't
it.
wait. They weren't aware of it.
Uh-oh.
He ran.
Hold on.
They ran after him. He turns around, goes to tase them. Shots fired.
Did you see the video?
Shots fired.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly what led up to it, but that's what from what I saw.
Jesus
Him turning
Christ,
around like this, and as soon as he does that, they shoot him.
I know if you're in the city and you have your
I don't know if I
if you
saw
have
all of
the
that,
engine
'cause
on and
he
you're
didn't-
drunk,
If your keys
even
are
if
outside
you-
of your car, you good.
Yeah, but if you have the engine
From
on
what
and
I've
you're in the
heard.
driver's seat, even if it's parked, if you're drunk, that's DUI. You get a DUI. You get a DUI.
Well, they burned down the Wendy's in the process. They're saying it's another case for Black Lives Matter to intervene in that it was a senseless shooting. I mean, look, once again, lives matter. no matter what. And this man had a life, and he's a human, and he should have never occurred. But with that being said, I don't know. However, anybody wants to interact and express their feelings towards it, that's on them.
If he turned around, I didn't see it. If he turned
One of
around,
them cops should have just took the taser real quick like a fucking man.
But this is
the other cop tased him.
You know what I've heard though?
Knowing that that's not a
That
gun.
no, but this is the thing. Even if
I
it's
know,
not
I
a
know.
gun and it's a
I'm-
taser, and they knew it was a taser, they said the law states in Atlanta that they have the right to assume that that's a deadly enforcement towards them, and that they can, act how they need to, so to speak.
So, Dave, does the video reflect a slightly different story, you think?
I didn't see the dude. Now, there was a struggle. I didn't see that the dude took the cop's taser. The cop was trying to tase him.
So you saw him run?
The cop had the taser like this, and he had his hand on the taser like this.
Okay, bet. And then
the cop-
shots
And
ensued?
the cop said, let go of the taser. He's trying to get my taser. Right then, he runs.
Okay. Scuffle breaks off, he runs. He takes off.
And when they like, I didn't see him turn around and try to shoot
So
the
then,
cop with the taser.
so he just took off, and then you just heard shots. In other
Well,
words,
like when they caught him again.
damn.
Look, I'm gonna play
The
this
cop
right
shot the cop shot him with the taser.
This is CBS.
Man at the hands of a police officer
This bitch here.
over the weekend. So far, there have been 2 nights of large-scale
They out here
protest
race
and
baiting
response.
y'all people.
Atlanta police released this body camera video which shows 27-year-old Rayshard Brooks speaking with the officer who shot and killed him. They've been speaking for, they say, 45 minutes. Brooks had fallen asleep in a car at a Wendy's drive-thru. Anthony?
Parked at a Wendy's drive-thru.
He fell.
Not in the actual fucking drive-thru. Parked. I'm just saying. Jesus Christ. Fucking cowards.
The officer, Garrett Rolfe, was fired over the weekend. His partner, Officer Devin Brosnan,
I'm just saying coward because you shot him in the back.
Yeah,
You're not in
Hold on,
danger if you're
let's
shooting
listen-
someone in the
let's
back.
listen what this guy got to say.
Shields has resigned. What else is happening?
Well, good morning. This is the Wendy's where the shooting happened and where, of course, you can see the protesters have burned it to the ground. I want to show you something else.
Protesters
In front of
burned it to the
restaurant
ground.
is a street
Lies.
shrine to Brooks's life and death. We talked to his widow, and she told us that she thinks his death was a murder.
Oh shit, that's trash.
Look at this winner.
I'm gonna fucking Lito.
Tamika Miller and her husband, 27-year-old Rayshard Brooks, had 4 children. A knock on the door Saturday morning shattered their world.
They said, well, Miss Miller, we sorry to tell you, I just dropped to my knees. Because once I heard, I'm sorry to tell
That
you, I
sucks.
knew nothing. It was nothing good. I'm sorry.
On Friday night, 2 white Atlanta police officers responded to a call at a
White.
Wendy's. In the drive-thru, they found Brooks sleeping in his car. At first, their talk, which lasted
You
over
just
30
asked him,
minutes,
so how did
was
you get
cordial.
here?
At one
Exactly.
point, Brooks offered to walk to his sister's house.
I mean, so regardless if he's guilty, he doesn't deserve to lose his life.
If he pointed a gun at a cop, I don't know.
But he didn't
That
have a
wa- But
gun.
he obviously wasn't a gun.
I do agree
see
with
it,
the
let's see it,
sentiment
let's see
that
it, let's see it, let's see it.
police officers use excessive force. I agree with it.
I
I'm
agree
not.
too.
I'm not in
I agree
opposition
too.
to us.
But Brooks failed a field sobriety
The
test.
questions need to be asked. How did he get there?
I didn't know he took the test.
Damn.
Brooks wrestled away one of the officer's tasers and ran. Officer
Yep,
Garrett
he
Rolfe
definitely
He
has
has
a
it in
taser in
his
his
hand.
hand.
Brooks, running, spun halfway around and fired the taser. Rolfe fired his handgun 3 times.
We're gonna protest this? Are you fucking kidding me?
2 gunshot
Yeah,
wounds
man,
to
they're
his
going
Get
at
the
it.
fuck out of
It
here.
was a homicide. This
How?
painful for Miller to watch.
How is that a fucking homicide? He turned
Oh,
around.
your man shot the taser, just missed the cop. Damn, if he would have had better aim, he wouldn't have got hit, bro.
He wasn't
The other cop shot him.
dangerous.
Oh, his partner shot him.
Protesters started coming out in Atlanta over the
Jesus
weekend.
Christ.
I think I can pause it from here. So what do you guys have to say
It's a
since seeing
touchy
the video?
subject, man.
I mean,
Ain't
this
nothing
guy's
touchy
look.
about it. I still
First,
don't think he had
let's
to die.
first let's say the obvious. This guy was a human. He had a life, and whatever happens to him now, let's hopefully he's good. But obviously,
I think he
the
did.
world is trying to speak and talk about matters.
So now the cop finds him
Very sad.
in the car.
Drunk.
Well, not drunk. He assumes he's drunk.
He blew
He
the
gives him the
breathalyzer.
breathalyzer test. Now
but
he
the
can
dude-
prove that he's
before he
intoxicated.
Before he gave him the breathalyzer test, because I was listening to the whole conversation.
Okay.
Before he gives him the breathalyzer test, the dude is like, "Yeah, I've been drinking. That's why I went to sleep in the car."
But how did
the
he
cop
get there?
asked him, "How did you get
there?
here?" But how did you get here? He didn't answer. But how did you get
'Cause
He
here?
said his old lady dropped him off, and she walked, and he was gonna get Wendy's.
That's what he said. And he fell asleep in the driver's seat.
No, he said he said then he
Fuck, man.
But he was in the driver's seat
He
though.
said he did. Then he said from the drive-in, he parked over there. He called his girl. He was driving. He was in. She got out the car and walked. Oh, that's what he said.
Well, that's why he was getting arrested.
But wait. So if
But
you're
he
the
did-
cop,
but
wait,
wasn't-
step by step. Let me intervene.
But this is what
If
he
you're
said.
the cop and
He
he
did-
says, "I was driving," and you give him a sobriety test and he fails, he was really drunk if he was sleeping and the time passed and he still failed the test.
But he wasn't there for long.
We don't know.
But he still drove. What if he killed a little kid by the
So
time he
now,
drove? He
Right,
would
but
drive
he
so
to
did
the-
now,
to
so
the
now,
parking.
now they
That's-
tell him
that's-
since
that's
he
saying
failed,
that's
he's
what
under
if
arrest.
on a law. You
Okay,
can't do
okay.
that.
So now they
You-
say
you
since
can't
he
do that, but he
No,
did the
but
crime.
wait.
Drinking and
You-
driving is the
Is
crime.
the crime, and if
Yeah.
he
But
drove
what
from the
if
drive
you
to-
hit a little girl? It's
So
not a
forget
crime.
about that.
Let's
He still
let's
committed
forget
a
about both of
crime. I
that.
understand that.
Let's forget
He
about both of
still
that.
commi- and he
Whether
needs to be
he was
arrested for
drunk,
committing the
let's
crime
put it
'cause
like
he coulda
this.
killed
Let's put it like
somebody.
this, Dave.
That's the point I'm making.
Let's say
He
like
wasn't
this.
driving
Let's
at
say
the
he
time,
wasn't
but
the
that's the
driver.
point that
Let's
I'm
say he
making. He
wasn't the
coulda killed
driver.
somebody.
Let's say he
That's the
wasn't.
point.
Let's say he wasn't the driver, right? They are arresting him, and he resisted. So now, at this moment in time, we have to understand, Dave, that regardless if we feel like we're getting violated, and that we're right, and they're in the
But
wrong.
you
Wait.
saying it to me like I'm
No. I'm
arguing
not saying.
something
No,
like-
I'm saying this to everybody.
All right,
I'm saying this to
no,
everybody.
You're not, because I'm
Yes, I am.
just saying it in reference to
Let
the
me finish.
statement
All right,
I
let me
just
finish
made.
Making
then.
it personal.
Let me
if he's
finish.
saying
Let me
that.
I
finish.
didn't finish saying what I said.
Let me
But you-
finish.
But you saying that he's
I didn't even finish
But
saying
wait,
what I
let me
said,
finish.
but
Let me
he's
finish.
and
We
he's
all
referring
have
to
to
what I'm
understand,
saying.
no matter how right we are and how right we know we are, you still have to obey the law and not give them any reason to make what you think is right wrong.
Yeah, you're right.
So you have to, at that moment, play by the book, and you have to take this to the system because their body cam is, if anything, is going to show that you're right and that they're wrong. But what he did wrong was obtain a weapon, run, and point it at them.
So we're saying that the right thing to do was to drive the car when you're intoxicated and do the responsible thing and park and go to sleep.
I'm saying the responsible
Move that
thing
car
is
while
when they
you're-
arrest you, let them arrest you and then play the system out if you're right. Because there's no other way for you to get out of that.
But the fact is he knew he
But
wasn't
they
right.
didn't catch him.
He
They
knew
didn't
that.
catch him. They didn't see. And the cop.
Whether they did or
and-
didn't.
And being able to plead the fifth, so I don't incriminate myself, is a constitutional right.
All
The
that
cop
happens.
He coulda
If
did
you
that.
say no to a
because
sobriety test, you go to the precinct, they get a warrant to get the sobriety test.
but
Everybody's
you
gonna
can't-
fucking
but
smell you.
Can't, even with the warrant, you still can't be forced to take a sobriety test.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
By force, but how?
Yes,
they
you
can't
can.
forcefully
Hook you up to a
fucking, what they
ventilator.
gonna do? Beat you up into breathing
But if
into
you don't
it?
do it, then you're guilty.
All right,
Then you're
so
guilty.
whatever.
Then you
but,
did
but
it.
without proof,
So, but he's still.
then I could still fight it. All right, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying anything about the
Shit
whole.
is tragic.
I think
That's
it's
what it is.
tragic,
saying
and,
no
the,
to
and,
sobriety
and
test is
I think
not
it's tragic.
Proof of being guilty.
My opinion, he did everything wrong in the end.
It's not
what
proof
led
of
up to
being
it, I don't
guilty
know
if
what
I
happened.
open the door to a car, you're the only person in the car, and it stinks a
I
little.
feel
That's not
both
what
of them
I'm
could have
saying.
played it
That's
But I'm
different.
Yeah, yeah.
asking
Right.
you. This is the
Yeah.
fact.
But
This is
that's
what
not
we're
what-
talking
Everything
about.
that
That
led up to
specific
it, he could have
situation.
been right
Okay.
in every
He
in every
shouldn't have
position.
got locked up because there was no proof. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying what I'm saying is they got proof by giving him the sobriety test. That's not you're
No,
before
that's not
that-
what I'm
You're
saying.
missing
That's
my
not what
point.
I'm
What
saying.
I'm saying is, before all of that happened, he had the right to say. He told the cop he was drinking before, and then the cop asked him, can I give you a sobriety test?
Can I
Why do
say
you need
something?
more proof? I just told you. You smell it.
But what does
One.
pleading the fifth? How does pleading
Can I-
the
can I
fifth
say
help
something?
him or
Can-
get him out of any trouble?
Can I say something?
in that situation?
Because not saying that, not telling the cop, not admitting guilt, that you told the cop you were drinking and that you pulled the car over here and fell asleep.
But so what? What is
So
that?
I got a question. Can I
So how did
interject
the
so you're
clock-
not
the
continue to
entry is
argue?
logical.
Wait,
It
let
has
Goose,
no-
let Goose talk. Let
I
Goose
have a
talk.
question.
Goose,
I
go
have a
ahead.
question.
But
So
I'm not even
Let Goose-
finished.
wait,
All
let
right,
Goose
whatever.
talk.
I
Go
lost
ahead,
my
go ahead.
thought. I lost my thought.
All right, so I have a question. So if he was found in the driver's seat, right, and the cop knocks and he's the only one
With
in
the car off.
with the car off, right, and he says, "I pulled over here."
And no one called them.
Wait, and no one
Listen,
called him.
No one
wait,
called
and
them.
no one called him. And the cop says, "Were you drinking? I smell alcohol." Whether he was or not. And he says, "Yes, I was." "How did you get here?" "I drove the car here." "Okay, sir, I need to give you a field sobriety test now. And if you refuse it, the next step is I'm going to detain you, and now you're going to be taken downtown."
All right.
Short and simple.
Oh, now I got my thought.
Right?
Now I got my thought.
And when they tried to detain him, he resisted. He took whatever they want to consider it.
I'm not arguing.
No, I
any
know,
of that.
I know
I'm
you're
not
not. I
saying
know you're not. I'm
anything
just
about
getting
it.
my opinion across. So everything that happened to him was justified.
Here's a question I
I
posed.
don't think he had to die
Here's
over
a
that.
question I posed to everybody.
Yeah.
So after you plead the fifth, what's the appropriate action on the police
Yeah,
officers?
because
And
because
so then he has to obtain you. You're saying. So then he says, "All right, I am gonna go get a warrant. You have to wait here."
The body cam, he already incriminalized himself on the body
the
cam.
assumption that you
Jig,
had something to
he
drink.
That's what
incriminalized
I'm saying.
himself
So
on
what
the
is-
body
what is
cam
pleading the
once he
fifth do?
said
It
to them
can't
that
get you
I
out
was
of that.
drinking and
He's
I
still
pulled the car
incriminating
over.
himself.
Gus is asking what would happen if what's the procedure
cop-
after you plead the fifth?
the
It's
cop
nothing. It
kept
goes
on-
Nothing.
on record.
Yeah,
it goes to the
the
judge that
cop
you
could
pleaded the fifth
Yeah.
and you
continue
didn't
with
take
his-
the field sobriety test because
You're charged with a
there's
DUI.
investigation.
You're charged with a
And you
That's what I'm
DUI.
saying. So if
Yeah.
I plead
You
the
get
fifth right
charged.
there, I get a ticket and I get arrested.
No.
No.
The reason why you're gonna get a DUI is because on camera, on his body cam, you
I'm
you
pleading the
said
fifth.
no. Okay, if you plead the fifth
That's
from
what I'm
jump,
saying, I'm pleading the
wow,
fifth.
yeah. But then I think
Because he brought up plead up the fifth.
they
So I'm saying if you
have
plead
they
the fifth-
You still
have
get taken into custody.
yeah they
You still-
take they
if you
take they
smell
take your
like
sobriety
liquor,
once
that's
you get
not a-
down.
You're done.
Yeah, and
So
they're
pleading
able.
the fifth is not gonna get you out of anything.
No,
No.
the only
pleading
thing
the fifth-
the only thing that gets you
Just
taken
only
out of
criminal-
it,
Unless you got a super duper lawyer. We ain't got super
Or-
duper lawyers.
or-
No,
or
but
if
in
they
that
take the
moment,
f-
he said all that shit already. He didn't have to say any of that. He incriminated himself.
yeah, he
I
definitely.
agree.
did.
I agree. He did.
He didn't have to
I'm
say
saying
any of that.
Or
hypothetically.
you know how pleading the
and-
fifth helps you if they
and-
take a field sobriety test and it's 0%.
Yes. But he
And
knew.
Yeah, he was guilty of something.
and denying saying no to a sobriety test is not
An admission of guilt.
an admission of guilt.
It's not. I think
it is, though.
However,
Yeah.
because the cop
That's
had
how the judge will take it.
probable cause with the smell of alcohol, whatever, and the slur of his speech during that 45-minute interrogation.
Wow. For him to go 45 minutes and get tested and he was sleeping, he was drunk.
Yes, he was ripped.
So and then this is another point. There was I just watched the video. White dude, drunk driving, gets pulled over. Cop got him laying down on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
He gets up, practically beats the cop up.
Mm-hmm.
Runs back in his car, almost hits the cop car, almost runs the cop over.
And is still
Not
alive.
one shot
And
fired.
Still alive.
Not one shot fired. Actually, probably got away.
Crazy.
Were these the only 2 incidents this week?
I don't know, but I hate to say just like that it was justified, but at the end of the day, you as a cop, if somebody's pointing something at you and it could potentially hit you in the face, you're gonna
You're not gonna die if it hits you in the face.
Doesn't matter. It's a deadly
You're not
weapon.
gonna die. It's not a deadly. It's a non-lethal
gonna
weapon.
get
It's
tased.
not a deadly weapon. It's a non-lethal weapon. That's why
Actually,
That's why
it's
they
considered a deadly weapon, and
It's
that's why
not.
they originally said,
You
and
can't
still,
shoot anybody in the chest because you're gonna give them a heart attack, and that was banned by the
and
police.
this
No,
is
but
why.
I'm saying
Wait,
it's
wait, wait,
still
wait, wait. Let me tell
considered
you
a
why it is a
non-lethal
deadly
not
weapon.
deadly.
Let me
It's
tell you why.
considered a non-lethal
Let me tell you
weapon.
why it is. Because they stated that anytime you obtain a weapon from an officer and you point it at an officer, it's automatically assumed and will be used as a deadly weapon against an officer. That's what was said. So
Shit is tragic.
civilian on civilians is totally different from once you use force against a police
No,
officer.
but there is
Make a mistake.
actually
If
no.
he doesn't run, does he get shot?
If he doesn't take the taser and he doesn't run, he doesn't get
He
shot.
doesn't run, he doesn't get shot. Point blank.
But running shouldn't get you shot.
It
Well,
doesn't.
why are you running in the
he
first
didn't. He
place?
didn't get shot because he ran.
For what? What are you running for? Does
But
that
wait,
ta-
first
that
off,
takes
he
out-
didn't get shot because he ran.
I understand that.
Remember
but
that.
That's
He
the
got shot
beginning.
'cause he turned
That's
around
what
with
led
a
up to the.
taser.
He
that was
got
the beginning
he
of the
shot
chain
because
of
he
events
turned
that led
around
to
with the
him
taser.
Getting shot.
That's why he got shot.
Yes.
I understand
But
that.
if he doesn't run, if he's not drunk outside, like there's mad decisions he could have made.
If he
before that
never
could've-
obtains the taser and runs, I
the-
want to say he's
the
alive.
So the video shows you that the dude who got his taser taken from him is the one who plugged him.
No.
That's the one that shot him.
Yeah, because the dude that was directly behind him still had his taser.
You're
in
right.
his
You're
hand.
right. You're right. The dude that got the taser taken is the shooter.
Is the shooter.
The one who was chasing is the
Still
one
had
who
the-
still had his
his yellow taser
and
in
who
his
heard
hand.
his what
Did
is
he
it?
do
A partner
anything
say
wrong?
he got my taser. No, because you have to protect a fellow
That
officer.
45-minute interrogation wasn't wrong.
You gotta help. I mean, I thought that's what they train you to
But-
protect your
but
fellow
again,
officer.
I don't know what they.
I'm pretty sure they train you to protect your officer.
So the dude's not wrong for
And
not,
not to protect,
educating
the
If
himself.
someone's aiming
No,
a
I
weapon
think
at
they train
them,
you to
Huh?
protect the public.
It's your-
Is actually what
yeah,
they do.
but if a public
When you
is
listen-
waving
I
or
was gonna say
pointing
some
a
real
weapon
whack
at you,
shit, but-
you have the right.
But the public never had any weapons to begin with.
Okay, he had.
That's why
Bro,
cops should
let's
not carry
change
had
it.
it in
weapons.
his hand.
Let's change it. If it was
That's why
four
most
gang
cops shouldn't
members,
carry weapons.
2 white gang members, it was 3 gang members, 2 white gang members, and 1 black gang member.
Why would the
And
black
the man
member?
stole, and the white dude, it was a white gang member and a black gang member that are friends, and then there's a white dude. Let's just change the colors in the scenario.
Mm-hmm.
If I steal the opposite gangbanger's weapon and I aim it at him as I'm running away, I expect my gang to shoot at him.
Oh no! But why are you looking at me and
No,
saying?
no, I'm in general.
He's talking to me about what I said.
I'm talking in general.
All right,
'Cause I-
agree.
So when niggas talk, I gotta
You
get
didn't
started.
agree.
When niggas talk to you, should they talk this way because you take everything to offense?
No,
bro.
because he's saying
everything
it-
is.
I'm
But
just-
why me?
yeah, I'm just
Why?
talking
it's
in
not. But
general.
why me? But
Yes,
you,
it
but you,
is.
it's
Damn,
not
that shit is
because
There was too much
you
eye
said when
contact.
you take the gang, when you just pointed.
It
at
was
me,
too
you
much
said
eye
you Dave,
contact.
when
It
you
was too
take-
much eye
That's
contact.
what it
He was
is.
just
So I
asking
should've
me.
came here with
But
it.
if me,
Nah,
him,
remember
him
yesterday
or
when we
me
was playing
present a question to you or
dominoes,
tell you
me and you
something,
can't
it's,
make eye contact. It's
We
too
can't
much.
make-
it's me.
No, it's
If
not.
you give
I'm
him
just
eye-
saying.
remember-
We're gonna watch the. We're gonna watch the.
All
video.
Nah,
right,
don't
no,
worry.